Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to yet another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And I honestly didn't expect myself to make yet another video today, but the crypto space is honestly going absolutely insane. Taking just a look at the top 100, you can see a couple of coins that are just, look at Gala. It is up 24% today, up 150% throughout the week. Just take a look at the weekly performance of nearly any crypto. This is why I said earlier that it really looks as if the big bull market is starting to tickle its way back in. Now, let me quickly add here that by no means I am saying that the bull market is actually back. I'm saying it looks like it because there's a couple things which you need to identify, and basically once those happen, we consider it a bull run. Most people don't really think about this day to day, but it's kind of hard to estimate when the bull run has really started without looking back in hindsight and saying, oh yeah, that was the turnaround point. Because in theory, the bull run starts again when the lowest point has been hit. And so the most important question to ask is, how low will or can we go? Taking a look at the charts, we've got ourselves our beautiful drawing regarding the Bitcoin price, but one thing becomes quite apparent. We indeed have a significant local low of which we've started to pump from in a pretty clear direction. We've just gone straight up, a little bit parabolic, but just straight upwards. However, if we decide to zoom out, clean the chart up a little bit, you can see that, well, as of this point, it mostly just looks as if we're still in a bear run. I mean, there's indeed the argument to be made that the actual switch, the actual bull run started all the way back here in the starting weeks of November, but that's only something which we'll know in hindsight. Again, ask for yourself, where did the bear market start? Some of you guys might say, well, when things started to get really bad, for example, right here in May of 2022. A lot of others, however, might say, no, the bear market started the moment that Bitcoin hit its highest peak at $69,000. And so from that perspective, we basically had ourselves this bear run all the way throughout this little point right here. Let's call it November 14th. And then from that point forward, things are basically going to start looking on the up and up again. Again, from some other perspectives, there's not really something which we call a bear run, because the more you zoom out, the more it looks as if it's never really hit a bottom. And so usually we segment these things up. And one of the things which people often do with Bitcoin is basically chop them up into halving cycles. To give you guys some idea, Bitcoin has really been on the up and up if you zoom out far enough. And so we just look at these different growth cycles. And so after every burst in a growth cycle, we, again, following this very old chart, this is from 2018, but we basically look at how far it's come back down from to then let it, or see it basically continue on its path, to look how far it can come down again, and so forth and so on. So in this case here, if we let this play out, if again, look at how the future has basically brought the Bitcoin price, we can see that indeed the Bitcoin price came not exactly to the bottom, but down by a significant margin from $20,000 to roughly $3,000. Then indeed went significantly high, touching the top, not perfect, but touching it, then coming right back down to the bottom at roughly $15,000, again, pretty much at the bottom. And so at some of these points, it's going to have to continue back on its journey towards the up and up. But that's just to kind of spot and for naming purposes of like, well, when has it really started? In more easy terms, we usually consider the bull market to be back when literally anything can pop off. And right now, what we're starting to notice is that a lot more altcoins are doing extremely well. And this is one of my key figures that the bull run might be back, potentially a little bit of a bullish trap, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. And what I mean with that is I'd rather go crazy a little bit and then lose some money because we were wrong than not be fully prepared for the next bull market. You guys understand me with this? I've often described that the best way to make money is through buying altcoins the moment that the bull market comes back, because that way you'll be able to get these 80%, 100%, 200% basically gains in a days. They're going to come again. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. These are my own thoughts that I'm sharing with you, because I honestly think this is going to happen. But I should preface it by saying what's happened every single bull run previously. Again, I've been in the crypto market for 10 years now. It's really starting to get crazy that I've been making these daily crypto videos for over 6 years. It's quite honoring. But what we see every single time is that people don't believe the bull market can be back. So what we'll see happening is people saying, no, it's just fake. It's just a little pump. But then, we see all these altcoins popping off with 30%, 40%. And we're like, no, it's not happening yet. Then boom. Prices crash another 15%, and we're like, yeah, you see, that was it. But then the crypto prices come back up with another 40 30, 40%. No, this time around is going to actually crash. Look at all these articles, all this FUD. And so people are like, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, we're gonna crash further. And then boom, another major push, 80% up. And then all the memes come in from bull market, but all the major guys are saying, no, it's not happening just quite yet. And very often you'll notice it's only until we hit a crazy threshold that people are finally satisfied, when things are potentially already even starting to kind of fall back down. When people say, yeah, we're in a bull run, we're gonna continue like this forever, because that's usually how people are. It's really hard to predict or to even believe that things are able to turn around. Our minds aren't wired that way normally. It's more logical for people to expect something to continue on in the way in which it's going rather than completely reverse and do the complete opposite. It's just most logical. It's what we cling to the most. And for that reason, and that's kind of the point here, many people will miss the bottom. They will keep thinking the bottom is going to be lower and lower and lower. In the same sense, people will always miss the top because they think it's going to go higher and higher and higher. So you're not, in my opinion, an idiot for buying like a madman in moments like this. Again, the reason I opened some crazy long positions on Bybit, and if you want to also check it out, links are down below. There's always amazing bonuses on there at absolutely no cost to you. But the reason I did that mostly has to do with this. I can fail a couple of times. If I open up a long position for Bitcoin at, let's say, $16.5 thousand, which we did a couple days ago, I might actually fail because I might get stopped out as the Bitcoin price goes to, what, $14,000. But the moment that we get there, I open another long position. What we're doing here is trying to time the bottom consecutively. Nobody knows exactly where it's going to be, but I have a pretty long breath because you only have to be right once. You're allowed to fail, let's say, 20 times before you have to be right once, because the moment that you're right, the moment that you've actually caught the bottom or close to it, or just were able to open a long position before that move upwards, you can hold this position open for a ridiculously long amount of time. And that's how a lot of traders in my group were able to get thousands. And in group, I'm talking not under me that I'm trading or anything. I'm talking about the people around me in a group chat that we're all in. We're able to get positions on Bitcoin from $3,000 to I don't know where, how high. It's just those trades were looking absolutely nutty. And I learned a lot from that. The only reason they were able to do that is because they consecutively lowered their average price. Again, in easy terms, just DCA, but also have the guts to not give up. Because even though it doesn't feel like the most logical thing to do, once you start to see green again in a crazy red market, that lets a couple of bells in my head start to tingle. Especially since I gave you guys the theory not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, of why the new year would most likely be extremely bullish. If you guys didn't open any long positions, I wonder why not. Again, everything in human logical sense showcases that people sell just before the end of the year, and that people buy just as the year starts. In the same sense, you can 100% bet on the fact that advertisers are going to go for some Christmas or end of the year deals. It happens every single year, exactly in the same manner. These are just set in stone things. So can this all just be a fake little New Year's pump? Yes, it can. But can we trust can we trust that? Can we just say, you know what? It's just a New Year's pump. It's going to come back down. It's going to crash forever. No, at some point it's going to have to turn around. So how do we prepare for that? We prepare for that by looking at the signs. Cryptos, a lot of these are up ridiculously much. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. You don't really have this in extreme bear markets where people are extremely fearful, even though a lot of the news which we're seeing, like the news regarding DCG, Digital Currency Group, like all the news regarding Binance, people are fudding the craziness out of that. We've actually covered some massive FUD earlier today, some massive warnings for the crypto space. I'm not sure if you guys can read this. The Crypto Illuminati, FTX legal process, GBTC discount, a tough month for crypto. You can see what's being spread around, just massive amounts of fear. Through all that fear, even with the whole FTX drama going on, the fact that crypto was still able to perform to this degree. I digress. There's actually another very important point, which is understand what you're buying it for. If you're in it purely for technology, you have a little bit of an easier way. Sorry, I should say the opposite around. If you're only in it for the money, you have a little bit more of a hard time. If you're in it for the money, right, but mostly also for this technology, the fact you're able to always keep money on you regardless of any situation, nobody's ever able to take it away from you. You can easily move it across borders. There's no limitations to how much you can grab or send. If you are in it for that reason as well, holding on is a lot simpler, but most importantly, being able to consecutively buy becomes a lot simpler as well, because you understand you need to be in this asset class. It's something completely on a league of its own. And just for fun's sake, if you guys want my little honest opinion, I'm always a connoisseur of diversifying your crypto portfolio. A couple of coins that I have and that I'm honestly pretty bullish about, that I'm going to continue on to hold forever, and that I'm always buying more of. This is very important to know. I hold a lot of cryptos, and that's because, well, I talk about it every single day. I know a lot of cryptos have some sort of edge over others, but there's only a couple handfuls which I try to buy as much as possible. I buy crypto every single day. Every single day. I can't remember a day that's gone by that I did not buy any. Some days way more than other days. It also depends on the income, obviously. I try to always do a percentage of income every single day. But guys, I buy a lot. Now, if we're talking about which ones I like, Bitcoin is good, mostly because you don't know which of these other altcoins are going to become king, leader, whatever. And in worse markets, Bitcoin just always does best. And it's also the one that showcases the line. You know, if Bitcoin all of a sudden goes up 15% in a day, you know to watch out for altcoin. And so at that point, then you can switch over to altcoins again. So it's always smart to have Bitcoin, in my opinion. Ethereum is the biggest platformer. It's an easy bet. BNB, I've stopped buying right now. It's a little bit riskier than a lot of other cryptos, but that's also because I already hold a ton of it. The ecosystem is great, and it's released a lot of its touch from Binance, but it's still very much tied to it. And since there's so much FUD with the investigations and whatnot, I'm being a little bit more careful buying BNB. Just my personal thoughts. XRP, obviously, that's my baby. You know, I buy it every single day, massive chunks. I think they're going to win the lawsuit. I think it's going to be insane. Cardano, I've stopped buying. My average price for Cardano is so ridiculously low. I would be surprised if it's more than 3 cents. And I've got a good chunk that has been laying around for a long time. I don't need to buy anymore. Is there potential in the project? Sure. But a lot of the potential is not shifted as much from what I expected years ago. And so my stash is just safe. I just don't want to get my average price that much higher. Then again, you have to understand the majority of these cryptos are down like 90% or so. We can actually put into CoinMarketCap here the percentage that it's down from its all-time high, and then things become quite crazy. Dogecoin down 90%, Cardano down 90%, Solana down 94%, and that's also again where all the opportunity lies. Buying altcoins that have potential to get back to its glory days, buying them at such a steep discount. For example, Polkadot here I think is amazing. It's down 91% from its all-time high. Do I think it can get back to its old glory? Yeah, I personally think so. Easy. Okay, boom, I picked some more up. Out of my daily buys though, out of this little list here, Polygon I try to buy every single day. At least 3 times a week I buy Polygon. Algorand I buy at least every single week. Quant I buy every other day. VeChain I'm usually stacking up wherever I think about it, and the same thing goes for Hedera. HBAR, Hedera a lot more than VeChain right now though. Fun fact, actually because of Twitter, I also bought a freaking ton of IOTA. And let's see here real quick. Yeah, there's also Chainlink. Here we go right there. Chainlink I also try to buy as often as possible. The thing is, there's not one system that I have for which coins I buy which day. I just see whatever money I can transfer to my crypto account. I transfer it in, and then I look through my little list of cryptos that I think are pretty juicy. These are already in my portfolio. I just look through and think, and it's funny, but I just usually look for, okay, let's say for example, I have 96,000 XRP, pick a number, then I'm trying to get that number to 100,000. So let's say for example, I have, yeah, you guys understand it, right? If we were to have 94,000 Chainlink, I just try to get it to the round number. And so I'd be buying more of that one today to try to get it to the round number. And then the next day I try to buy another one to kind of get it rounded up. It's just a fun little game I play with myself. And of course, I have to quickly add that my biggest buy is obviously Luna. You know, no, just a joke, guys. I do not have any Luna. I have some from the airdrop, but it's garbage. I really don't like them still. I wish I never found out about Luna, but we don't live with regrets. So yeah, all I'm saying is prepare yourself properly for the next bull market. It's going to be insane, I think. It's going to be way crazier than all the ones we've seen before because more and more industry players are joining the game. So there's going to be way much more money being just thrown at it, just like whoosh. It's going to be absolutely wild. Again, like I said, be prepared. Get your stash up there if that's what you're so pleased to do. I'm not your financial advisor. And a little fun fact as to why Gala is performing so well. I saw, and I'm not sure if it's on here, yeah, just a little bit of information regarding our ongoing work with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg. Gala is the gas token in Go Gala Films and Go Gala Music. Okay, the tweet has been deleted itself, but you understand the premise. They're working with The Rock supposedly, and yeah, that was enough for Gala to do ridiculously well. I don't think I need to add more. Because of Gala doing so well and because of the partnerships, a lot of metaverse cryptos are starting to pop off again, which is why we saw coins like Sandbox and Mana do so well throughout the last day. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully learned something new. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Probably somewhere later today or tomorrow, who knows. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Press the like button if you did enjoy it as well. You know, just that's it. See you guys later.